Hi, how are you? I'm super good. I'm enjoying the sun, and I did so many things like to get myself into this position and this chair here, and like because I am really inspired to share this with you, and so I thought, let's go. I was thinking of this lady that I met years ago in Bali. She was, I think, in her 60s, maybe late 50s. She was one of the unhappiest people I had ever seen and felt in my life. And I was, obviously, I think it's, yeah, for me it's obvious. I was obviously curious about what the hell was going on with her, because I felt for her, and then also I didn't really feel being around her. Like it was super, it had a lot of sides to it. And it was very funny because I met her during a yoga class with this really interesting Indonesian man who was constantly speaking about the contractum mula banda, and he was flirting his head off. Like he liked me, and I think he was in his 70s. I don't know. Oh, it was funny and it was sad because of this lady. It was painful because it was yoga, and yeah. And so at one point, I had a short conversation with her, and I don't know how it started. I remember she said to me that she had left her husband and her children to finally do something for herself. And that she was so extremely sorry that she had not done this earlier in her life. That really hit me because freedom is one of my most important values. Freedom. I love freedom. Freedom is so important to me that 10 years ago, when I thought that I would die from quitting my job because I had no idea how I would ever make a living for myself without working in an office. But I thought, I don't care, because if I stay here, I'm definitely going to die. I'm going to die from sadness and from feeling like I'm not living my potential. So, fast forward to today, this video. I was just reading up on what Seth has to say about symbols, and because I enjoy the feeling of freedom so much, I always find passages from books, quotes, that cultivate this feeling even more. And so let me read this to you. And the goal is, for me, my intention with reading this to you is that you can feel this immense freedom that we all have. It is within you. And if you can cultivate that feeling within you, you will see the outer reality change around you. And how that happens exactly, that's a whole different video. Not for now. For now, just maybe close your eyes. Close your eyes, listen to these words, and I will also put the text in the description because sometimes it also helps to read something, right? To feel the freedom even more and read along. So whatever you feel like doing now, go for it. I'm going to read the text to you. Seth from Seth Speaks. Objects, so physical objects in our lives, are the symbols. You usually think of them simply as realities, the objects. So you think of thoughts, images, and dreams sometimes as being symbolic of other things. But the truth is that physical objects are themselves symbols. They are the exterior symbols that stand for inner experience. There are, therefore, mass physical symbols upon which you all agree, as well as private personal symbols. The whole nature and structure of physical life as you know it is a symbolic statement made by groups of entities who choose to work with physical symbolism. So that's us, humans. And animals, because everything that's physical here in our physical reality works with the symbolism. Any physical ailment, so the whole nature and structure of physical life as you know it is a symbolic statement made by groups of entities who choose to work with physical symbolism. So the body is a symbol for what you are or what you think you are. And these may be two different things indeed. Any physical ailment is symbolic of an inner reality or statement. Your entire life is a statement in physical terms, written upon time as you understand it. Because Seth says that time is simultaneous, right? It's not linear. So written upon time as you understand it. Once you understand the symbolic nature of physical reality, then you will no longer feel entrapped by it. You have formed the symbols and therefore you can change them. You must learn, of course, what the various symbols mean in your own life and how to translate their meaning. So while it's okay, just a side note. Son, so while it's okay to check what other peoples have to say about symbols and to go to websites and books and whatnot, it's personal to you. So when you read something but you feel like, yeah, it might say this, but actually I feel that, your feeling is correct. You know you the best. Yeah? So, yeah, okay, I don't have to emphasize it. I think you got that. So, you have formed the symbols and therefore you can change them. You must learn, of course, what the various symbols mean in your own life and how to translate their meaning. To do so, you must first of all remind yourself frequently that the physical condition is symbolic and not a permanent condition. Then you must look within yourself for the inner actuality represented by the symbol, because everything we feel and think in here is reflected outside. This same process can be followed regardless of the nature of the problem or of your challenge. Your intimate physical environment is therefore a symbolic statement of an inner situation. The inner situation is a fluid one, for you are always in a state of becoming. Left alone, you will automatically translate the freely moving, spontaneous inner events into physical reality, therefore altering your environment and changing the symbols. So let me pause here for a moment again. What Seth says, just like if you leave yourself alone and you leave yourself to be free, you will automatically, and you're constantly creating physical reality. Like we're constantly materializing everything, like everything springs from us. And when we feel good and free and calm, what do we create? Good and free and calm. The opposite is also true. So let me finish before the sun is gone here. Okay, if however you imagine that the environment or physical condition is the reality, then you can feel trapped by it and spend your efforts fighting a paper dragon. The environment is always altered from the inside. I'm going to repeat that 2 more times. The environment is always altered from the inside. The environment is always altered from the inside. And because it's so much fun to say it, and because it's so true, 1 more time. The environment is always altered from the inside. Nothing to change but self, right? As Neville says. There is instant feedback between the interior and exterior conditions. But the mobility, the necessity, and the method of changing the physical environment will always come from within. Many of the ideas given in this book, and this is Seth Speaks, can be used most advantageously to solve personal problems. If these concepts are understood, then the individual should realize the freedom he has to operate purposefully within the structure of physical life. Many of you are so used to looking outward and accepting the physical world as the criterion for reality that it has not yet occurred to you to look within. The entire framework of your existence, therefore, is constantly flowing from within outward and being projected into those physical symbols that you mistake then for reality. The interior drama, therefore, is always the important one. So know thyself. This is not what Seth says. Seth doesn't say know thyself. That's what I say. The story of your life is written by you, by each reader of this book or listener to this video. You are the author. So there's no reason, therefore, for you to view the drama and feel trapped by it. The power to change your own condition is your own. You have only to exercise it. To some other types of consciousness, your physical reality is clearly understood in its symbolic form. Objects, as symbols, help construct the very framework of your existence. They, the object, can then be manipulated quite freely. So this is session 594 from Seth Speaks. And yeah, I trust that this is a perfect message for you because you're listening to it. And if you feel like you would like to have assistance, I think the best word is, in creating more freedom for yourself, and it starts within. Like, I'm a master at creating freedom for myself and feeling freedom and doing freedom. And so if you feel like you're interested in being coached by me, assisted by me, that I hold your hand during whatever it is that you would love to experience more freedom in, can even be in the body because you feel trapped, like you don't feel nice and healthy in your body. It can be anything. Then contact me. I have a freedom program and I would love to have you. Hello Freedom, Goodbye Fear, it is called. And the link with the details and the website and whatnot is in the description. And for now, I wish you a beautiful day with everything you wish for yourself and even more. See you in the next. Bye.